singers and songwriters, porches and potatoes. You are now tuned in to the Disney Holic Show.
Hello and welcome to the Disney Holic Show. That's Mike TV.
And that's Jen Diz.
In today's episode, we share my experience at Calling All Dreamers, a celebration of Disney Parks music, then take a trip to the porch on Main Street, USA to remember Frank the Porch Potato. All right, sometimes it's difficult when you have a more somber topic to kick off an episode with, but it's a celebration and a somber topic because this man had such a great life. But today we are going to be remembering Frank the Porch Potato. And if you are not familiar with the Porch Potatoes, it is another one of those moments of very specific Disneyland celebrity status, right? Is it fair to
Very
say that?
specific, yep.
Yep.
Like
So
Maynard or something like that.
exactly,
Maynard
yep.
from Tiki Adventure
Tiki Avenger.
Land.
Eh,
No,
I don't
Adventure.
know. Adventure.
Adventura.
Okay. I
Adventura.
was like, I'm not sure that ever happened. Uh, yes, exactly. So, the Porch Potatoes are a group of people who are generally retired or not working and go to Disneyland all the time. Like straight up, the first time I met Frank, he told me, I remember it was the month of June, I think it was a couple years ago. And he said he had been there 28 days out of the month of June. So, like,
Wow.
these people are dedicated to showing up at opening of Disneyland and they just hang out on that porch. And if you've ever been down Main Street USA, you may have noticed there's only one little porch on all of Main Street. It's where the Wizard of Braz used to be. Thank you very much. Pretty cool little history of that building. And then they've now turned sitting on that bench into a whole experience. So, Frank was likely the most popular of the Porch Potatoes. He's not the only one. There's a whole group of them. Um,
And we are all honorary porch potatoes
that's right.
because you and I especially love to just sit there and kick back, especially at the end of the night, just watch the crowds go by.
Yeah, we're like the flip of the Porch Potatoes. We're like closing the Porch
Yep.
Potatoes, and they're the opening.
Yep. We're
Exactly.
just saying goodbye and good night to everybody.
Yep. Oh, it's the best with a Gibson Girl ice cream in hand. Come on, like
Ooh.
the best. But yeah, so Frank, if you had ever seen an older gentleman sitting on the bench there with usually a Dodgers hat on, like almost always, he's wearing some sort of Dodgers memorabilia, especially the hat. He loved the Dodgers and he would sit on the porch and he would just invite anyone to come up and hang out with him and talk to him. He was quite popular. There was often like groups of people hoarded around him. Um, but every so often, there'd be a little empty spot next to him. And I remember I had never heard of the Porch Potatoes until Nicole Bamberger, shout out to my old co host on a previous podcast. She knew all the Disney trends and all the Disney celebrities and whatnot. So she introduced me to the Porch Potatoes, and that's how I met
Mm.
Frank. So the first time I think I met him was with her way back in like I don't know, 2018 or something like that, maybe like around that time,
Wow.
maybe 2019. But I think he's been going to Disneyland for like 20 years, I
Wow.
believe. Some type of long range of time he's been coming and just hanging out in Disneyland. And he isn't quite the chatterbox, and you would learn a lot about his life. He would ask you all sorts of questions to get to know each person. Just total sweetheart. He would share his popcorn with everybody. Super cute.
Popcorn.
Yeah, he like just loved to get eating that Main Street USA
Oh.
popcorn and hanging out there and enjoying watching people roll in, like a total people watcher to the max, right? Um, so yeah, I had quite a few experiences with him over the last like 5, 6 years. I think most of the time I would sit and hang out with him is on solo days. And it was only if he was alone. Like I wouldn't interrupt anything else or boot anybody off of the seat. It's just like if he was sitting there with an open spot and I'd be like, you know what? Like when I go here on solo days, I love to just like wander around Main Street for hours. I literally will not get past Main Street for like the first 2 hours of my day at least. And that's part of the experience at this point. So I would sit with Frank and hear all sorts of stuff about his career in life and being a child and being raised in Southern California and everything else that he had to share. And one of my favorite memories was actually more recent. I think it was maybe about a year ago or so. I was hanging out and talking to him, and he found I lived in the Bay Area,
Hmm.
which at the time I still live there. And he's like, "Well, what city?" And I'm like, "Oh, nobody knows." And you know this, Mike, because you're from Newark too. Nobody ever knows Newark, California. And if you
Yeah.
say Newark, they're usually like Newark, New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Or New York, they think you like mispronounced it or they heard you wrong, right? I'm like, no, it's this town called Newark and nobody cares or knows about it. It's
I
just
go
a
up a
little,
layer. I go Fremont. Okay, San Jose,
yeah,
Bay Area,
yep.
San Francisco.
I'm in between San Francisco and San Jose. Yeah, or Oakland and San Jose.
Do
Usually
you
what I'll say.
know the way to San Jose? That's
To
all I knew about
Newark.
that city. It was that song when I was a kid because I didn't move to California until I was in sixth grade.
That's right. That's right. So you didn't have the Newark problem when you're too young, but even now, right?
Even
Telling
now,
people you're
still.
from Newark, like, what does that even mean? But Frank knew all about it. So I thought he said he lived there, but most recently I talked to him just a week ago or so, and um he says he actually just traveled there a lot. So he was in the trucking industry. He's a truck driver, and he worked at the same plant as my dad. So this is like this crazy small world coincidence chat. Like he he doesn't remember my father, but he knows that he would have known him because the company was small enough to where everybody knew each other. It was a long
Uh-huh.
time ago, right? So yeah, it was quite crazy. It's like the same era of time he worked there as my father in Little Newark, California. My dad worked at the Leslie salt plant. I don't even know if you know that. Do you remember that?
I know there's a lot of salt
Yeah,
over
the
there by
big like
Dumbarton Bridge, and you can
mountains
smell it
of salt.
sometimes. Yep.
Oh, that's
Sulfur,
the sulfur. Yeah, that's
sulfur.
different. But
But it's
yeah,
all
the
in
salt plant.
that spot. And I remember people would say, "Oh, that's salt." And I'd be like,
Yeah, it's
okay.
salt. It's like, oh, that's disgusting. All right. But yes, so he worked there with my dad, and I just thought that was really cool. And those little moments that once you get to know a stranger and you might just have more in common than you realized. And it's just really, really cute.
That's true.
Um, so yeah, he was quite popular with people, like I said, including Josh Tomorrow. I had seen him on
They took a picture together very
yep,
recently.
on
Yep.
July 17th, the 70th anniversary of Disneyland. Josh Tomorrow stopped his whole entourage to pull over and take a picture with Frank on the porch. And then he
Wow.
posted it to his social media too. So even Josh Tomorrow was, recognizing Frank. Um, and yeah, I think the last time I saw him was just about a week ago or a week and change ago now. And just hearing of his passing was like, what do you mean? It's just crazy to see like life can change just out of nowhere. And it turns out he was in Disneyland right before he passed away. He had just left a couple hours before he passed away. So he was like up and at it
Wow.
that morning,
Wow.
and back to Disneyland and just his, whatever happened, happened. But super sad to see him gone. And now it's going to be weird every time you see the little porch on Main Street. It's like, oh my gosh.
Like you said earlier, celebrate it. Become a
Right.
porch potato yourself. And I'm also thinking about the origin of the word, right? Couch potato.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But his is in the porch, the bench
Yep.
on Main Street. So cute.
And one of the most recent conversations we had with him, actually, this was the day after the anniversary, so like July 18th. He was telling us all about his father and like the way his father like couldn't stop working to enjoy life. And he goes, and then look how, blessed I am to just be able to come to Disneyland every day. Like, it wasn't in my dad's lifetime to be able to come to Disneyland as, a retiree, like, but it is in mine. And like, it's normal now for me to just be able to come to Disneyland. And it's just how I get to live my life now. Like, he like really found a lot of happiness in just going to Disneyland. So that was very sweet to hear that from him and know that he, could get so much happiness out of Disneyland, just like the rest of us, right?
Yep.
So again, very relatable.
Fellow Disney holic. And speaking of other Disney holics, people had messages that they wanted to share about
Yes, I
Frank.
reached out
Yeah.
to our listener base and I asked if anybody wanted to submit Some words to share about Frank. So a couple people sent some in, so I thought I would read them. So this one came from Chanel Hatcher, and she says, I'm heartbroken to learn of the passing of my dear Disneyland friend Frank the Porch Potato. Our paths first crossed on the porch of Main Street in the most magical place on earth, and from that day forward, Frank brought light, laughter, hugs, fist bumps, and the best, in all caps, life stories and kindness into every visit. My service dog, Bella, she has like the cutest little service dog, FYI. I cannot tell you the breed because I don't know my dogs, but it's so cute. My service dog, Bella, and I have spent hours and hours just watching people and visiting with Frank on the porch. Disneyland will never feel quite the same without his smile, warmth, and the way he made every moment feel like a celebration of life and friendship. To me, he was more than just a park friend, he was part of the magic itself. I'm grateful for every conversation, every shared adventure, and every memory we made. I will carry those with me always. Rest in peace, my friend. Thank you for the joy you brought into my life and so many others. You will be deeply missed, but never forgotten. Aw,
Wow.
so sweet. So it sounds like she got to spend a lot of time with him. That's very, very cool.
Thank you, Chanel, for sharing that.
Yeah, this was quite special to me too, because that's actually where I met Chanel, was on the porch.
With Bella.
A whole other separate time. Frank was not there. This was just like on Dapper Day, and I was sitting up there by myself because I was rolling solo, and so was she, and we became friends. Quick, fast Disney friends. So, uh, the next one comes from Rochelle, a Disney holic friend of ours. Do you want to tell us what Rochelle had to
Oh,
say?
yeah. Rochelle says, I don't have any specific stories, but I do have a general observation about Frank. Anytime I saw him, he always had a friendly smile to share. His presence brought to life the truly organic Disney happiness that welcomed all to Main Street, USA.
Aw, that's very cute.
Very nice. Part
Uh,
of the magic. Part of the magic.
Part of the magic. Another Disney holic, Ned, wrote in and said, I had the pleasure of meeting Frank the Porch Potato a few years ago. One of our first stops entering the park was saying hi to Frank and fist bumps for all the family. Most times the family would roll their eyes as Frank and I would engage in sports talk. It was
Yes.
always so much fun because he was an avid Dodgers fan and me a Giants fan, and we would banter back and forth. Oh my God, I can only imagine because those are two are like, that's rivalry, right?
California.
The Bay versus LA. Often the family would say goodbye to both Frank and I as we continued our visit. See you on the big porch someday, Frank. Aw,
Ooh. So there might
stop.
be a porch out there in the ether, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Ned. Love that. Love it. Honeycomb. What's up, Honeycomb? Honeycomb says, I met him once, Frank, but unfortunately a parade was going by, so it was too loud for him to be able to hear me. So we weren't really able to chat. You know, those parades sometimes, yeah, they're very
Yeah.
loud. But we took a photo together and it was neat to get to meet him in person. Wow.
Aw, that's cute. It's like making an impact without even getting to have the conversation, right?
There you go. I do miss those COVID cavalcades. Just like a little bit of a spray of parade without the whole rigmarole.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Cavalcade fan. I love it.
Cavalcade.
Stephanie wrote in and said, if you've been to Disneyland with me, then you know I always talk about and point out the porch potato, Mr. Frank. Every trip, I would make sure to look for him, sitting there on our favorite porch, smiling and observing as crowds walked in, many not knowing his dedication to Disneyland and that porch. On my last trip on Disneyland's 70th birthday, July 17th this year, I was lucky enough to get a picture with the man who lived my literal dream retirement plan. Yes, girl. One day, God willing, I will be sitting on that porch with my grandkids and tell them stories about the original porch potato. In the meantime, I'll honor his memory the best way I know how, sitting on our porch at the end of the night with a double scoop of Gibson Girl ice cream. Was I not just saying
Woo!
the same thing? Oh my God, Stephanie, can we please do that together? That'd be adorable.
Yum.
Watching the crowds leave while I wait to be one of the last lucky few out of the park we love so much. Rest in peace to one of my my Disney legends, and my sincerest sympathies and condolences to his loved ones. And by the way, the title of her message was "Say hi to Walt for us."
Oh,
Stop! Oh my God.
Stephanie, we love it. The interesting thing is a lot of these messages are mentioning at Porch Potato, so I'm assuming he has an Instagram account
Yes,
about his porch potato shenanigans.
it's all of
And
them.
what do you do with these things? These digital footprints. That's kind of sad.
I know, I know. Well, there's more than just him, so they can keep it
Oh, I see.
evergreen.
Okay, so it is
Yeah.
an account for porch potatoing versus
Yes.
just Frank's. Got it.
Yeah, I think they do also have a Frank the Porch Potato
Oh,
account though,
Frank the
but
Porch Potato. All right, here we go. Very honorary Disney holic here. Fargo, what's up?
Fargo.
Fargo has a message about Frank the Porch Potato. My heart weighs heavy this evening as I walked down Main Street and looked over to the porch, and even though there are people sitting there, it seems a little empty. The first time I heard about you was from my friend who said, "Let's see if Porch Potato is here." And I had no clue who that was. Was this someone who worked here or some celebrity? Well, yes, you became a celebrity just by being you and coming to Disney every day and plopping down on the porch and watching and talking to everyone as they were enjoying the sights and sounds of Disneyland. Decked out in your Dodgers blue, you were easy to recognize, coming every day for the last 20 years. You became well known by cast members and was granted the nickname Porch Potato Frank, eventually named the mayor of Main Street. My friend showed me some pictures of you on the porch, and one day while I was getting popcorn, I saw you coming to grab some for yourself. I said, "Hello, Frank." And we chatted for a bit, and we ended up on "Every day is a good day," the phrase you would often say. I will genuinely miss waving to you as I walk on by for my day's adventure. You are truly a part of the welcome committee and have become an honorary legend. Thank you for the stories and sharing your popcorn. My sincere condolences to your family and friends and all the park goers who gave you a little magic too. Love it. Very
Aw.
passionate,
Very, very
detailed,
cute.
very detailed. I could
Yes.
picture all of it, everything, walking down, seeing Frank on the bench, hearing him say something like, "Every day is a good day." That's nice.
Yeah. And Frank was so, well, thank you, first of all, for everyone who shared a message to Frank. I thought it was very sweet for you guys to send those in so we could share them on the show. But Frank was so popular, even with cast members, that they did a little bit of a tribute to him in the park. So right now, if you go over to the porch, people leave little like trinkets on the, what's it called? Like the balcony. What are those things called? What would you call that? The
Railing?
fence?
Railing? I don't know.
Railing? Yeah, the railing on
But
the
it's wood. I
balcony.
know what you mean. Railing feels
Yeah,
metal, metallic.
right. They put like little things on there for Frankel flowers and stuff. They're letting people like kind of leave little things for him.
Really? I'm
Hmm.
surprised.
I know. And then they did say that Fargo saw it 2 days in a row, and she says it was already different. So we think that they're probably clearing it up, and more people are leaving stuff, which is both like, aw, but also like sweet because that means a lot of people are leaving stuff if it's
Yeah.
getting cleaned up a lot, right? Um,
Wow.
but also in the Silhouette studio that's right next door, they made a silhouette of him and put it in the window. Isn't that so cute?
Yeah, that makes
Stop with his
sense.
Dodger hat
They
on.
should wait,
Stop
what
it.
is this mayor thing? Did he actually get a certificate or something?
I don't know how that happened, but on July 17th, he was wearing one of those sashes, like you know what
Oh,
I'm talking about,
yeah.
like the beauty queen sashes or whatever, and it said Mayor of Main Street on it.
Sister suffragettes from Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
That's what I think. Sashay away, Bachelorette. Okay, so they should give him a plaque on that bench, is what they should do.
that
Josh
would be
tomorrow,
so cool.
mayor of Main
Yep.
Street, Frank the Porch Potato.
Right.
And it'd become new lore. Like 50, 100 years from now, it's lore in the park.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, thanks for listening, everyone, to our little moment we had to share Frank's legacy of being a Disneyland celebrity. I hope to be a Disneyland celebrity myself one
Oh,
day. And it is literally just, I think Stephanie said that as well. Like retirement goals. Like I've said this numerous times, probably on the podcast as well. Like I just want to be a porch potato when I retire. Like I want to be able to just enjoy time, like where you don't have to be anywhere. I just want time to just go to Disneyland. No rush for a month. Just can do whatever I
a
feel like
month.
in Disneyland. How cool would that be? So,
Go,
anyway,
you're gonna retire for a month and then go back to work? Don't do it.
no, only a month is how far my brain works ahead is all.
Oh, got it. Fair enough.
Any more than that, I will get overwhelmed. All right, so moving on to a happier topic. I also went to an event recently called Calling All Dreamers, presented by Noah Sunday Lefkowitz, a celebration of Disney Parks music. Did I vent to you about, or not vent, but did I rant to you or whatever is a positive version of it? I can't think of anything good. Did I freak out and talk to you excitedly about this event after it was over, or was it just people I was with?
Not after, just before when you're
Right.
leading up to it. Yeah.
And you were gone, so I wasn't really talking to you right then. But anyway, you were on
God, yep.
vacation.
I was in Puerto
That's
Rico
right.
and couldn't keep up with all the Disney news happening on the
Yeah, I
mainland.
didn't even want to bother
Yeah.
you with anything when you were gone. So, right. But anyway, I had one hell of a time. I'm just going to start off with that. And this is what the note from Noah, who's the producer of the show. Um, he says, well, he wow, I am
Whoa.
just
So he produces Calling All Dreamers.
thank you. Thank you so much. And this is the note from Noah about this show. He said, music is the heart of the entire Disney park experience. It lifts us up, touches our hearts, and brings us closer together. Whether it reminds us to believe in ourselves, that the future ahead can be bright, or that we are all more alike than we are different, these songs resonate deep within anyone who takes the time to truly listen. I'm honored and humbled to be a Pied Piper of such meaningful music and to use my voice to further connect this wonderful community of dreamers. Thank you to all my friends and mentors who have supported me in life, online, and in the entertainment industry. Hopefully, tonight will bring you joy, bring back memories, and remind us all that music is the closest thing we have to magic.
Wow.
I just loved that intro. So well written and totally captures the essence of everything that we were about to get ourselves into. So, this is obviously a Disney fan event. It is not an official Disney event. Um, and I was just going to start off with saying, like, what I was expecting going into this, right?
Okay.
I was expecting like what I think a normal Disney fan event I've been to in the past feels like. Like you go in, I know that this person, um, he is like what I've experienced out of him only. This is not, he has like a whole long list of accolades, right? We'll get that into in a future episode. But from what I know of him is from TikTok. That's how I got introduced to him.
Oh,
He is the Disney medley guy, and he makes all these amazing songs about Disney park attractions, Disney parks in general, and just like really fun Disney Hollywoodized stuff, right? So things that we can all love being in the know with Disney. Um, and then knowing that and going into it, I'm like, okay, this is probably going to be um, like some kind of ballroom situation where there's a little stage and he's playing on a keyboard and singing his songs for us. And then there's going to be like a Q&A at the end or something. Like literally that's what I was expecting. And I was still so excited. Like you said, I was telling you before I even went how excited I was. However, the production value of this show was so much better than any other Disney fan event I've ever been to. I'm not even gonna like
wow.
hold back on that. It was done so well. Like you can tell it's just a whole group of performance focused people. And like
Ooh.
I just hadn't seen that yet. It's usually like your average Joe putting together a Disney fan event, aka me putting together like a Haunted Mansion
Haunted
event, right?
Mansion.
And like those are more of like what I'm used to seeing. And this one like was a whole other level of intimacy and experience and engagement than I was even ready for. And I just was so thrilled, and I really did not want the night to end. So
Loved it.
with him,
5 out of 5.
10 out of 10, go for the
10 out of
stars.
10.
So he brought some special guests, and these are the people I saw on stage. There's, of course, a whole slew of other people that helped produce the show, like the lighting, the sound, the designers, the people who created props and all sorts of things. But the people I saw on stage were Angela Parrish, who's a singer, songwriter, composer, Zach Timson, who's an actor, writer, and currently a Jungle Cruise skipper.
Ooh.
And we are definitely coming for him. He said at some point that we can just come and ask for him. And I'm 100% going to do that. I'm going to need
Oh.
to have a cruise with Skipper Zach at some point, right? Tyler Tofola, who's a composer, playwright, and puppeteer. Tiff Mink, who's a former Disney content creator and now Imagineer. Holly Cedillos, who's a singer and was Jasmine in Aladdin, a musical spectacular in DCA. What? She was like the Jasmine, or one of the
Wow.
Jasmines. And Melissa Axel, who's a lyricist and songwriter. So many people were involved in the show than just Noah. However, Noah could have done the whole show by himself and it would have been just as cool because he is just such a great performer. So, what was the show like? First off, it started off with a video. This is another great thing. He used a lot of video footage to go along with
Oh.
the music, which is just a treat because like sometimes it's awkward to just watch somebody sing and versus getting like a visual to go along with it, right? So it started off with this montage of video footage of him as like a little baby growing all the way up until his age today of him at Disney parks, like him or his experience of being a Disney kid, like getting announced that he's going to Disneyland or getting like a Disney present when he's like a little baby, vice like did a whole scale of growing up, right? So it was like super personal, like way more personal than I was ready for too. Also super relatable, right? I was like, oh, like I have pictures and video like that. And he also shared a lot of like home footage of him in the parks, which is really cool. Because we all have, or not we all have that, but a lot of us have some like video footage, especially when I like got my own camcorder when I was like a teenager,
Ooh.
right? So there's some of that kind of footage that was really cool to see. But it was again put together really well, so it wasn't like long and boring and like what you're watching someone else's home videos. It's just these little humorous clips that maybe weren't funny at the time, but are hilarious by the way they layered the video and put it together. So he started off with that, and then came out with an 80s style song to the tune of "We Didn't Start the Fire," right? Can you sing that
We
offhand?
didn't start the fire. Da, da, the body's down. We da, 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 da. We
Fantastic,
start the
amazing.
fire.
But this song was called We Didn't Spark the Magic, a musical history of the Disney parks. So
We
it
didn't spark the magic.
there you go. Um, and so it's basically he lists off in that quick hit style of that song the entire history of Disney parks, like from start to finish. And it was hilarious because I think this might have been one of his more viral videos, if not his biggest one. It's definitely the one that like everybody kept sending to me. That's how I found out about him first was this song. And the gentleman sitting behind us knew every single word. And there's a million words in this song, like a million words. And the guy
Wow.
behind us was singing along the whole song. I was like, dang, heck of
Fan.
hardcore. It was really cool. So
Super
it's also
fan.
like kind of that cool feeling like, man, this guy's got some like hardcore fans, right? This guy behind me is like showing up for this one. It was very just a really like a excitable way to start off the show. Then he did. I'm just gonna kind of go down like a track list of like different things he did so you can get an idea of what the show felt like. He did Day at Disneyland, which was a Disneyland medley. So it's like a bunch of songs from Disneyland attractions, right? Like new and old attractions, extinct or current. Um,
Zippity yo ho yo ho.
yeah. He did it a little better than that, but you're pretty on point. Maybe you can co-star with him one day at one of his future shows.
I'll be a background dancer.
There you go. Oh, background. He didn't have that. So
There you go.
there
I'm
you go.
offering.
Sign up, Noah. Hit Mike TV up.
I'm available.
And in between some of these tracks, he would talk about like the reason he made these songs, right? Because they aren't all just like medleys of music that's already created. So, for instance, he talked about like when he was young, he had these albums, like records or CDs or whatever his version of that was. Mine was records because I'm an old lady, but he would talk about how he had these Disney parks albums and he was like, I don't even know what this is from. And he'd realize it's because the ride is gone, right? The attraction is gone and is now an extinct attraction. So that led him into the extinct attraction medley. And I loved that because
Oh.
I remember that feeling of being like, what is this song? I don't know that. Like there's things that I heard too that were already gone, right? Perfect example is Miracles, my God, Miracles from Molecules, which was an attraction I actually went on, but I wouldn't have not been able to remember the song. I was so young.
Miracles of molecules. Da, 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 da,
Wait, is
da,
that like West Side
da.
Story or something?
Wait.
No, Jesus Christ
Oh,
Superstar.
shoot. I really thought that was from Disneyland. I'm picturing it on one of those CDs, Disneyland CDs.
You're
Wait, quick,
off a little. Think
quick,
Sherman Brothers.
Sherman Brothers. So it'd be Miracles of Molecules.
Better,
Okay.
better. It goes Miracles from Molecules. Yeah,
Nope,
does that
not
sound
what
more
I thought.
familiar?
But side note tangent, because of Disney, I just purchased off of TikTok. Has not arrived yet, but it's like this square looking boom box, but it doesn't have speakers, but it plays record on top, CD in the middle, and cassette tape on the bottom.
Ah,
And it's Bluetooth. That's why there's no speakers. So it goes straight to your Echo or whatever you have in your house.
very cool.
And I'm so excited. And I had to get it because when I went to the Jody Benson D23 signing, I got a CD and it's just been staring at me. And I hate that
You're
I
like,
can't
what am I
play
gonna
it.
do with this?
What am I going to do with it? I don't even have any other CDs. I don't know where they are, like probably my parents' house or something, if
You
there's
can
any
play it on your
left.
PlayStation.
My PlayStation's full digital. Look, there's
Oh.
not even a slot. Neither does my laptop have a slot. So I had to get that. And I also don't have a record player here in Florida, so worked out perfectly. Anyways, I think that is really cool that he goes back and thinks about that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And again, relatable. So relatable. Then he would like share with us that sometimes he'll just make songs for attractions that don't have one. Like the Jungle Cruise doesn't have a
Ah,
theme song. So he's like, why doesn't it? And what would it sound like if it does? So they created a Jungle Cruise song
oh,
and that Jungle Cruise skipper Zach came out and sang it with him. So they
I
had
like
like kind
that.
of a duet going for that song.
How did it
Um,
go? Do you remember?
oh no. But you
It'd
can
be
look it
like
up.
Jungle Cruise, the backside of water at the Jungle Cruise. That's pretty cool.
That was perfection. I wonder where you're getting all these beautiful
Out
tunes
of the
from.
bag, out of the bag,
Out
Broadway
of one
riff,
bag
one
with one
bag,
song in it.
one side story bag.
Oh my God, I love it. Next, he showed us a song that he made straight up from a concept that wasn't even something that was real. And it was
Oh.
when people were talking about they were going to redo the Great Movie Ride into the Great Muppet Movie Ride. Do you remember that rumor going around?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so he made a song as if that was a real thing.
They
So he
should
made
have
an
done
attraction
it.
song for that.
Would you take that with more practical effects than Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios?
Uh, so the best argument I've heard about this one is that that ride was so long. And so it was like, but like a good long. Like it
Yeah.
was
Not as long
entertaining.
as Ellen's at Epcot, but it was
No, and that was not entertaining.
yeah, the movie one felt like a tour.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it
really
felt like
cool.
a
There's a
tour.
lot of action, a lot of
Performer on the controlling the vehicle and everything.
yeah, yeah. So I think I would. Mickey and Minnie's is so cute though.
Yeah.
It's so cute though. So that's a really hard one.
Ooh,
I would like to keep the Great Muppet Movie Ride as a real thing in Florida, and then keep Mickey Minnie's at Disneyland. That way you can see them
yeah.
both.
It fits in Toontown. I do
It
think
totally
it
fits into
fits
them.
in the way they made it fit into into the cinema Man's Chinese Theater at Hollywood Studios. I think they did a good job trying to make it like a movie premiere, but it fits so well in Toontown because it's like their
Yeah,
home and you get to go through his house and see his props and everything. Mickey, love it.
it is. Yeah, there's a whole, yep.
Great Muppet movie ride. Okay, so he made a song about it.
The Great Muppet Movie Ride made a song for it. And then the next song, this was probably like one of the biggest moments of the night. He had this long talk that was like very like somber and like talking about how sometimes things just disappear from the park one day and you didn't even get to say goodbye.
What?
And just things that you thought were always going to be part of your life and then they're
Wow.
just gone.
Look at this place, isn't it? Wait, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Oh, then it disappears. You're attached to it.
And it's just poof, gone
Mm.
before your very eyes. And then he starts singing this song, and it's called When Push Comes to Shove, which is like the best song title for this. And it's all about push the singing trash can. My God. Do
Oh,
you remember?
yeah. I never got to see it in real life,
Oh
but
no.
I know of it. And it's on YouTube and all that. Push the talking trash or the moving trash can. Did it talk or is
Oh
that
yeah, I
one
think I
that's
said talking trash can.
Oh,
Sorry. I think
yeah.
he said talking trash can, not singing trash can.
And where was that? Tomorrowland or Epcot? Or both?
Tomorrowland and Disneyland.
Tomorrowland,
Yeah. I
Disneyland.
don't know if he traveled to Epcot or
Pop-
Disney World.
They
I'm
had
not
something there, but
sure.
I don't think it was Push. Yeah, it was something else.
Do you
Uh,
remember a recent trip to Disneyland within the last like 5 years? There was something on Main Street, and we're like, "Is that Push?" And we're freaking out. And I don't
no,
think it was, but it
maybe it's
was
just
something
like
else. There was like a character handler
trash
walking
can.
around with it on Main Street. It was like before a parade or something. I'm dying to remember
Oh,
what
like
that was.
rolling something around, like testing something.
Yeah, what
I
was
don't
that?
remember, but your song, it sounds like another song. If you could see the sunshine, da 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 da.
I don't know if it is or not because I don't know that song.
He said, if push the talking trash can. Da, da. I think it's from Willy Wonka. Da 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 bum ba da da dun dun. The
Oh,
Candyman can.
not no, it didn't sound
The
like that.
Candyman.
This is more um like an 80s anthem song or something, it
Oh,
sounded like. You'll
wow.
hear it. I'll play it at the end of the episode just for you.
Push
Um,
comes to shove.
so good, right?
Wow.
And he had a special guest come out on stage, push the talking trash can. Not the
Cosplay?
real one, but a cosplay, yes.
Nice.
Someone built the trash can, and there was this hilarious performance of the love for Push the Talking Trash Can going between Noah and the trash can itself. It was hilarious. I was literally in tears. You had to be there. It was so freaking funny and such a surprise to hear like that real big meaningful speech before and end up rolling into like push the talking trash can, which I also get at the same time because like yeah, I was so fascinated with that. I have tons of video. It makes me want to go back and find my old video footage of push. I just have no idea where to
You
even start
oughta.
looking for it.
You
But I
oughta.
have so much of it because I would be obsessed. I'd follow it. I'd try to like figure out who's controlling it. There'd be like a person with a messenger bag and a little microphone, and they'd be like talking into it. And I'm like, oh, that's the person that's controlling push. Like I'd catch the
Uh-huh.
magic, right? Oh my gosh.
Fanny
So
pack
funny.
in the fanny pack.
Love it. Um, and then we went on a break for some trivia.
Oh,
And Tiff Mink came out and she did obscure Disney. Wait, no, no, sorry. I didn't write this down. What was it called? It was like
break for
obscure
trivia.
Disney music trivia. And it was like just like it would get harder and harder and like whoever raised their hand first. It was like really like just like fun and play along type of atmosphere. It was super cute and there was prizes. So that was super fun. Nice little break. Let the singers take a break and rest their voice while we got to play for some prizes. Exactly. And then when everybody came back on stage, they kicked off with obscure Disney songs from A to B, or A to B. It's a real short song.
A short
From A to
game.
Z, sing along. And so he would just go through the alphabet and sing about all these different park attractions that were all, he was trying to, or no, I'm sorry. Good Lord. Not park attractions, Disney songs. So he would pull like Disney songs that we don't know. And most of them I didn't know. So he did a great job of that. And then I know that I probably should have already done this by now, but I wanted to go in the order of the show. But I want to also share with you guys, with Noah's permission, one of the songs that he performed. And this was an original song that he wrote for the People Mover queue.
What if the People
So,
Mover had a theme song?
Let's move toward the future, we're closer every day. Let's move toward the future, it's not so far away. The world is getting smaller as we connect the dots. We're building buildings taller and we're calling all the shots. New kinds of transportation for all the world to see. New kinds of inspiration, our visions hold the key. New kinds of relaxation, whatever you may do. The promise of tomorrow's always new. Wonders unfold, they are ours to behold. Discover, imagine, create. There's so much in store that wasn't there before. Whatever you do will be great. So move toward the future. Move toward the future. Let's move toward the future, 'cause tomorrow starts today.
Wow, that sounds very all the Disney things,
could you
attractions.
imagine it as like
Yeah,
hearing that while you're in line for People Mover?
it's very cute. And
Right?
I love the ride so much, so I believe in the promise of tomorrow when I'm on the People Mover and I'm seeing what could be both in the maquette, is that what it's called, of
Hmm.
the concept of Epcot, and then sometimes you could see them building things like Tron we saw for 100 years every time you were on People Mover, building it, new things to come, and then we always fantasize about a new Tomorrowland, and of course we miss the People Mover at Disneyland. So what a great
Yes, so
song.
much. I know, and I keep going back to relatable, but I think this is my favorite thing about his music is that there's so many relatable things that aren't necessarily like, in my eyes, something that Disneyland might think is like the most exciting thing about their attraction, but he literally talks about relaxation on the People Mover in that song, and that's what it is for me, girl. Let me tell you.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I love just being able to sit back and take a ride on the People Mover.
And
So,
we have tested and tried, and it's true that if you use your pointer finger and do a loop-de-loop
oh yeah.
signal and make eye contact with the cast member at the end of the attraction, they will 99.9% of the time let you ride again without going back
Wow,
down.
I can't wait.
Yep.
We got to try that,
Do it. Do
please.
it.
Oh my God.
Do
Yes, I love
it.
it. Do it. One of my favorite People Mover memories actually was with you and Nick and Nicole,
Oh.
and we got stopped in, do you remember? Yes, the fireworks. We got like they had to, I guess, stop the People Mover during the fireworks, but we got stopped outside. Luckily, we didn't get stuck in like Space Mountain or like a tunnel. We got like this beautiful view of the castle and the fireworks, and we just got to sit in our little People Mover car and watch the fireworks show. That was
Happily
amazing.
ever after.
So good.
There's a lot of off-key singing in this episode.
Speak for yourself. Jeez Louise.
But not
Well,
Noah. I'm talking
not
about.
Noah
Uh,
and or the next special guest that I didn't list earlier. He had a FaceTime call. It was very important to make sure that he had the okay of this special guest to perform the next song called Bright Little Star by none other than Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom legend himself, Sunny Eclipse. And you know I screamed out
Sunny
loud.
Eclipse. New
I lost
Nork.
my mind. I was like, what? So he had this FaceTime call up on the big screen of Sunny Eclipse, which is a puppet somebody made of Sunny Eclipse, which is amazing. And he got permission from Sunny to sing one of his songs. I was like, this is so Good. I love it. So
Wow.
got to
And
see a
how
little
do you
Sunny.
pick? Sunny has such a big, notable songbook. Bright Little Star, You Nork, which is New York, if you didn't know.
But in
Um,
space.
Space Angels, so many good ones.
So many good ones. Well, if you have a chance after this episode, you should go listen to Bright Little Star by Sunny Eclipse. It's actually a very heartwarming song. Like, I don't think I've paid any attention to it until this show. And he brought up, like, this song is actually a really good song and it's really heartwarming. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is. It's like very, very cute. So check that song out. Sunny Eclipse is a lounge singer and a cover band, but he's, most popular for his originals. Thank you very much. There's a few more songs, like they did Compass of Your Heart, which is a Disney Tokyo Sea song
Disney
with
Tokyo Sea. Compass of your heart.
of your heart, not compass of your heart.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I think that's the actual melody.
That was it, yeah. Holly Ceballos, who I talked about earlier, who is Jasmine, sang that along with him playing on the piano. Then he did a nighttime fireworks
Wow.
medley, which was super cool. Like going
Wishes.
wishes, da 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 da
Ba-da-bum,
da,
bum,
right?
dun,
Like you
da,
just
da,
go through all of them and he'd
ba-da-bum.
make all the big hits.
Wow.
So good. Um, then he shared with us an original playwright he's working on. That's a musical about Walt and Roy. And it was very cool. And he had written a song called Carousel, and
Hmm.
it's so sweet. So that's another thing I'm like need to figure out and hear more about from Noah of his original work. Um, and then I think that's the one that made me cry. I was crying on that carousel one. I
Walton
was
Roy.
like, oh, so like, yeah, all the emotions during this show, let me tell you. Then this one was quite fun. A lot of audience participation in this one. He divided the audience into halves, and he was playing the chords of Just a Spark or One Little Spark, right?
One little spark from me and you.
Yep. And while he was doing it, he's like, I realized that, this chord progression seems awfully familiar. And turns out it's the same exact chord progression as It's a Small World. So he divided the room up in half and had half of us sing One Little Spark and had the other half sing It's a Small World. And we all sang it together while he played
Row,
the keys
row,
for it.
row your boat. Row, row, row your boat.
That
Remember
is a
those things?
round. That is.
Those would like drive me crazy. Like I can't focus. Like I don't even know how people harmonize in the same song, let alone two groups singing two different songs.
It does. It is kind of that like give you that crazy feeling. I can understand that.
That's
Yep.
cool though that he found the match.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, he's calling the Sherman Brothers out right now. But
What?
whoops. And then he had his last song of the night, and it was an original song about his life. And he included a lot of like being a Disney kid and looking for that belonging and constantly being a dreamer as part of his life and trying to like find where he fits in, right? And it was so relatable. I think everybody, that was another cry moment. Like everybody in the audience, as like you could tell the room was just full of Disney holics. Like everybody was like, I get this. Like it just really resonated for most people, I think, if not all. Um, so relatable. I just, blown away.
Blown away.
Um, After the show, they did a meet and greet out front, and you can meet with Noah and Push, and we took photos with them out front, so it was very cute. But overall, like again, like I said, it was just such a fun event. I did not know that I was gonna have that much fun. Thank you to everyone who put this together. It was just such a great mixture of engagement with the audience and audience participation. Like there was just like a perfect blend of it. Like it never felt forced or like to the point where it didn't feel professional anymore. Like you're just hanging out. It didn't feel like that. It felt like there was a performance and we were involved and we were fully engaged in every moment of it. We were laughing out loud to the point where our faces hurt. We were crying. We were looking at each other in the audience, like nodding, like getting, like, me too. Like we had those
Peace be
moments
with
and
you and
everybody.
also with you.
All
May the
right,
force be with
Callie.
you.
Oh my God. Um, but yeah, it was just, I don't know, very cool. I wrote in our notes here, I've never felt so seen, that term. Just straight
Well,
up
it's
that.
true. We do sometimes say like Disney can be our not church, but it's our place where we feel like we belong.
Yeah.
And when there's other people there experiencing that with you, that's the creme de la creme of a Disney holic.
Creme de la creme. And this was
Creme
the
de la
creme
creme.
creme de la creme of a Disney fan event, straight up. So
Yes. Love it.
Noah did agree to be on a future episode as a special
What?
guest.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I'm excited. I saved a lot of his accolades because I want to talk about it directly with him. So you guys can learn a lot more about him and what he does outside of Disney as well. And his whole journey on getting to where he is now and how he fell into being the Disney medley guy and all that fun stuff, and doing and like seeing like what's on his calendar for future events in case you guys would like to join me this
Wow.
time.
His name
Yeah.
is Noah Sunday Lefkowitz.
Yes, look him up and listen to every single song.
Yeah.
Um, I guarantee you will have a lot of fun listening and understanding and relating to all the things that he sings about. So super, super fun. Um, yeah. Well, thank you all. Wait, that's your line. What did we talk about today? We spent some time at the top of the episode remembering Frank the Porch Potato, and once again, thank you to everybody for writing your memories of Frank in. That was really special to be able to share them with our listeners, and of course, listening to my experience about calling all dreamers with Noah Sunday Lefkowitz. And I hope to see you all at the next event.
Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed episode 253 of the Disney Holic Show.
Follow us on social media at the Disney Holics.
If you would like to get in touch, send us a DM on Instagram or contact us at thedisneyholics.com. Okay,
Okay,
bye.
bye.